Welcome
Great.
to our Mind the Moments Thursday morning gathering, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to process and discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino. So happy to be here with my comrade in mindfulness, Tara Healey, founder and director of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare's mindfulness program. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning. I love that we're comrades.
Yeah.
That is
Why not?
exactly what we are. Good morning.
Yeah, and
Suzanne.
also with these people in this office building, these are all our comrades. So if anybody shows up, we'll just say a special welcome to them.
I think I can see them peeking through the window.
They're like, wow, that sounds fun over there.
Like, what's happening?
So yeah, welcome to everyone. And I just have this little ray of sunshine coming over my shoulder that I moved my camera around a little bit and it went away. And I was like, wait, I need to have that back. I think that's a good thing to have with us this morning. So yeah, welcome to anyone and everyone that's come this morning. And if anyone's new, special welcome to you. And if you're new to meditation, I just want to let you know we've got your back here this morning. We'll guide you through the whole thing. So to make it very comfortable for you and to let you know that the guided practice will be mostly guided. There will be a little bit of silence mixed in there, but that will support you through the whole meditation. Today, Tara will start us off with a question, as folks that have joined before know that she always does. She'll share a few thoughts and then lead us in a 12-minute guided practice. And after that, we'll have time for questions. So if you go to the bottom of the chat and open up the chat, your bottom of the screen, and open up the chat. And when you open up that chat, you'll notice the blue drop-down menu that says hosts and panelists. You can click on everyone, and that will allow you to share your comments with the entire group. So with that, Tara, what question are you going to be gracing us with this morning?
Well, often my questions are inspired by something that I might have heard or read or watched. So I recently listened to Dr. Keltner from the Greater Good Center at UC Berkeley and Krista Tippett on an interview. And the interview was about awe, things that we are just awed by. Listening to that podcast has really stayed with me. And of course, awe is not a new concept. But there were things that he, as a researcher, was talking about. And I would add that probably kind of before he got into this line of work, somewhat of a skeptical a true researcher. And so he was talking about how awe impacts our body. And one of the things that really stood out was listening. When you're listening to like a stream or like a babbling brook, the sound waves enter our body in a way that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system that actually helps us calm and relax. And I just thought that's so interesting because I think about nature, and so much of what we need to heal us is often found in nature. So my question is simply, what is something that just amazes you? Because he also talked about the little things, things that we don't pay a lot of attention to, but when you stop and kind of think about them, there's usually some kind of awe or amazement related to that particular thing that might not seem significant. So what is something that amazes you is the question. Thank you, Suzanne, for populating.
Yeah.
While folks are thinking, Suzanne, what is there anything that comes to mind for you? And it could be many things. So
yeah, two things came to mind. And I knew you were going to ask this question, but I just didn't have time to think about it.
Yeah.
And I was on the beach in Cape Cod one morning, and there was a how you see the grass that is people have in their properties,
The long grasses.
Yeah. The beautiful grasses that come up, that
Yes.
ornamental grass. Well, I was on the ocean. All of a sudden, this huge piece of ornamental grass came like onto the shore, and it was huge. It was almost like, I was like, oh, that would look really nice in my yard.
Oh,
But it was
wow.
just huge. And I was like,
Yeah.
where did that come from?
Yes.
Where did that,
Yeah.
it was amazing. And then the other thing that always amazes me is my daughters and how amazingly connected they are to what the earth needs, and how that generation is just
Yeah.
so motivated to do what's right for our climate and our earth. And
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So how about you?
Yeah, and there's a lot coming in, which I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
I think, I'm just amazed by the natural world, like how birds of the same species just kind of wind up together and find each other, how animal species, similar species kind of find each other, and how that all works. I'm amazed that a seed can produce either a flower or a fruit or a vegetable. Like, amazing, right? Like, what is happening for that to actually occur? So, so there are a lot of things in the natural world, and just how that works so mysteriously. I mean, of course, there's science behind it, but how crazy is that a seed can produce something remarkable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this question makes us think about those simple, amazing things that seem like, okay, yeah, that just happens. But how,
Right.
like just
Right.
digging into how and why.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm of my dog. Oh, I love birds chirping during a meditation. Wildlife that I see when I'm out walking, sunrises and sunsets, waves on a beach. Yeah, bird song. Daffodil shoots coming up.
Yes.
Sunrises and sunsets, wind howling. Oh, yeah. I walk, I see many geese. They're usually in pairs, protective. Female never leaving her nest, and her man standing by to defend her. Wow, so cool.
Yeah.
That time's going
And loons, hey, I just heard that loons swim underwater, like they fly underwater. I didn't know that. I just heard that literally last week.
Huh.
Oh, wow, Tammy, that's really interesting too. Wow.
Yeah, March. It's funny, Colleen. Sound of snowstorms.
Yeah.
See the beauty of undersea life. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
3-year-old grandson. Oh my God. Teresa. Oh, watching an ant move. Medical procedure.
Wow.
Yes. Red-tailed hawk. Wow. So beautiful. All these are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for them. Wow. How, so many houses.
Yeah.
In our birdhouse.
Wow. These are
So many
so
great reminders and so much of it is nature, like what you mentioned.
Yeah. It's amazing all that is going on in the natural world, and we humans are walking around, many of us paying attention, clearly this by your responses, just aware and amazed, and what that kind of awe and amazement does for us physically, for our well-being, is incredibly important. And these practices, so this practice of mindfulness actually helps us it informs our capacity to be more awake and aware as we move through the world. And so that's
our body's ability to heal. What a miracle that is.
That is such a miracle. Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Colleen.
Yeah.
I love every single one of them. I couldn't
I do too.
one that I love more.
I agree.
Yeah, what a great question, Tara. Yeah.
Yeah, and may we be inspired by the awe around us every day, and these practices support that capacity, so that we are moving through the world in a way that is just more awake and connected, as all of you are highlighting. So with that in mind, and to continue this,
Oh, On
uh,
Being, was it On Being?
yeah, the podcast is called On Being, ON-BEING. And it's
DACHER?
DACHER is Dr. Keltner, KELTNER. Yeah, Krista Tippett and Dr. Keltner. It's really worth listening to. I think especially because of his scientific, he's oriented toward data and science. But I think his life has transformed quite a bit through these practices, which has opened him in a particular way. So yeah. So in the spirit of that, let's go ahead and in the spirit of awe, let's go ahead and move into practice. So of course, sitting or standing, eyes open or closed. So either if you're sleepy, standing is a good idea. But standing with eyes open and gaze downward if you're tired, or if you just want to change a posture. So settling in to the posture that feels best for you this morning. And if you prefer to keep your eyes open, whether sitting or standing, just gaze downward a bit to help remove peripheral distraction. See if you can surrender your weight into the support of the ground, feeling the support of the earth beneath that. You are held in that support. And you can really release the body into the support, yet maintain a spine that is engaged, that's upright, with a body that's softened and surrendered into the support. And take a moment to just notice how things are this morning. So aware of any pulsing or vibration, aware of temperature or heartbeat, aware of points of contact with the back of the body and the surface. So receptive to what the body is offering this morning, whatever that might be. And let's broaden our sense of awareness to include sound that's in the room or outside of the room. Just a gentle note of hearing without labeling what's making it, but literally hearing. And as you begin to bring awareness back in, allowing sound to remain as it will in the background, take a deep breath or two as a way to settle any surface tension. So make your exhalation a bit longer than the inhalation. And after your deep breaths, just let the body resume a natural rhythm. Whatever that is fine. But breathing in and breathing out, noticing where in the body the breath sensation is strongest. And let that be an anchor for the wandering mind, much like an anchor that anchors a boat, keeps it steady, keeps it in position so it doesn't drift too far. We want to find where the in-breath and the out-breath feels strongest. And it doesn't matter where in the body you notice that, could be almost anywhere. Often the expansion of the belly or chest is where people go, but even just the movement, feeling from the inside, the movement of the in-breath and the out-breath. And just seeing if you can track that with attention. You also have other options. So you could use the palms of your hands resting on your thighs. You could use sound if there's a consistent or somewhat consistent sound in the background. There could be another body sensation, a point of contact along the back of the body, or even the soles of the feet. So taking a moment to just see what will be your anchor this morning. So whether it's sound or another body sensation, each time the mind wanders into thought and you become aware of it, not a problem. Soft mental note, thinking, soften the body, and return to whatever you're using to help anchor attention this morning. And noticing where the mind is. Soften the body and return to your anchor. And again, noticing where the mind is. A soft mental note, thinking, soften the body, and gently escort attention back to your anchor. And as we bring this meditation to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our heart be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. And may the merit of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. And as you are ready, if you decide to keep your eyes closed, and go ahead and open. And if they were open but gaze downward, taking a minute to just reorient to the space you're in, maybe take a little bit of a stretch. And
Thank you so much, Tara.
yes, yeah. So welcome back, everybody. So
That reminder of looking at things with a sense of awe reminds me about children and how someone mentioned there, Teresa, watching the ant move, and just
yes,
how that's just part of their being, and that's what we're born with.
yeah,
And we can always come back to it. That's kind of a nice reminder.
right, yeah, yeah, and yes, and that there's so much available to us that is awe-inspiring. Yeah. So if anybody wants to share a resource, this is a good time to do that. If anybody has read or watched something recently that they have loved and that has inspired them in some way, to let us know, the whole community know. And if anybody has any comments or questions that they would like to ask or share, we've got a couple minutes. So feel free.
Early on, Loretta shared her book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Do you know this?
I don't.
Dr. Joe Dispenza spoke about mindfulness as a tool to become what you've always wanted to be.
Huh. I've heard the name of that person.
I've heard his name. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
I've heard his name. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Loretta.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I have definitely saved. This chat is one of the ones that's going to be with me
Yes.
regularly, because
Yes, I agree.
such
Yeah.
reminders. So
I know. And the other thing, I was just curious about Tammy's comment about how the waves with the earth, the way the earth moves creates the tides, the waves. And I've been watching some documentaries lately on big wave surfers, like 100-foot wave surfers, really it's so remarkable. That also is quite inspiring, but just that comment about the movement of the earth is making me think about like, yeah, like these waves. There's some in Portugal, like the biggest waves in the world. So you wonder kind of.
Yeah. When you mentioned that, my partner has been watching a lot of surfing on TV, and I'll walk by and see, and I agree, like how they keep standing when they're literally upside down. It's like their feet are glued to that surfboard, and how they
Yes.
keep connected to it is just,
Yeah,
it's really remarkable.
that is also awe-inspiring, because I think in part because that they must have to really sort of this idea of releasing and surrendering into the currents and the strength of the wave, because you can't fight it in any way. So to have the sensitivity of the feeling of standing on a board while riding a wave is kind of in itself remarkable, because you have to give in to it, you know, like, yeah. Yeah, I've been loving these. I think Nazaré is the place in Portugal where there's a lot of big waves. They're all over, but that's one that I've been watching lately.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Birdsong.
yeah, there are positive vibes
there.
out there. So I would imagine the song, listening to birdsong would have that similar effect of the sound of rippling waves or water or streams.
Yeah. Yeah. And, when Sheila's mentioning about positive people, ideally, that transfer of that positivity, if we pay attention, can create a more positive people world.
Totally. I mean, do you notice like when somebody smiles at you, like it makes a difference? It could be you're just out about in the world buying something or whatever. And if the person smiles, it really like it's almost like the mirror neurons effect. And then you smile too. And then it's like a simple thing. And it has me thinking like, what if I smiled more at people? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And how it's very difficult if you do make eye contact with the person, for the person not to smile back,
Yes.
like
Yes.
it really has to take effort not to smile
It
back,
does. It does, because I think something's happening that is, I know.
So Sandy, what you're mentioning, the Zenimal,
Yeah.
visual meditation device, great way to
17 and adult
practice.
promote mindfulness includes 9. Wow. Wow. Ocean waves. Nice.
Huh. That sounds
Yeah,
really
that does.
interesting. I'm gonna have to.
And Suzanne, you're saving this whole chat, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep hitting save, so I don't know if there's going to be 4 saves of different versions of this chat, but yes. So every time someone types something else, I want to save it. So thank you for sharing that, Sandy. That's something I've never heard about. But I love that there are devices available to kids that make it cool to be doing these practices. Thank you,
I
Colleen.
love
Yeah, we're
an
at 9:01.
awesome
So thank you to
awesome
everyone for
weekend.
joining. Yes, have a great weekend. Oh, Julia, enjoy your vacation. Hopefully someplace fun.
Oh, great, Julia.
Yes, thank you, Elisa. Paraphrasing Rick Hansen, lean into awe on first waking.
Yes, he just put something in. There was an article that Rick posted yesterday about when you wake up. We can go toward anxiety, like the cortisol could start earlier and we could go toward anxiety in the morning when you first open your eyes. He said something as simple as, everything is fine right now. Like, here I am in this moment, feel the body and lean in toward goodness. Yeah, it was really, oh my gosh, that was a reminder.
And I've heard people say, it's just like this. It's just like this. I love that.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. We'll see you on Tuesday. Greg Tapakian will be back. It feels like forever since he's been here. So looking forward to seeing you all. have a good rest of your weekend.
No, thanks so much for all your comments and sharing, everybody. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tara.
Thanks, Suzanne.
See you
We'll
soon.
talk.
Bye.